Israel Adesanya's ex-girlfriend is taking him to court for half of his wealth, and the crazy thing is, she may have a chance at getting it. This is Israel Adesanya. He's one of the most popular UFC fighters in the entire world. This is his ex-girlfriend after one of his championship fights. I believe they were together for a few years, maybe 5, but they broke up in 2021. The relationship ended quietly, but thanks to some Instagram stories from Israel Adesanya recently, it appears there is some situation going on between them. And now comes the report that UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya's ex-girlfriend takes him to court for half of his wealth because they dated too long and she supported his career. Now you may be thinking that's insane. They only dated. They were not married. There was no contract signed. However, in New Zealand, relationships that last over 3 years are covered by law. And as you can see, we're at home, family, separation, divorce, divide, relationship, property. Relationships covered by law. Different rules apply for dividing up property depending on whether you've been married or in a civil union for less than 3 years or more than 3 years. In New Zealand, there is a law covering de facto relationships. In most cases, only people who have lived together in a de facto relationship for at least 3 years are covered. Now, I thought we had some pretty crazy laws in America, but this is straight up insanity from New Zealand. Imagine this law in America. Brad and Brianna dated for 4 years at the University of Alabama, but at the last Alpha Phi formal, Brad goes with Jenna, and Jenna's a hot blonde, and then Brianna takes Brad to court for all of his father's wealth, and then Brianna's now what is this law? That is in 3 years. Come to America, Israel Adesanya. We'll welcome you with open arms.
It's an evil world we live in.
Following this whole situation, he did respond in this email. I wish I let you drift away into a miserable existence because misery loves company and you love being a victim. Sign the tenancy agreement ASAP. Also, I hope you lawyer up and come for my assets like you said. I hope you try and affect my businesses such as Puma with your weak B threats. Please do so. Let blank pay for it all. You have a sugar daddy now who will pay for everything. Ouch. For someone who moves in silence, he sure does talk a lot about you guys' plans, lol. Mentally drain me. You are pathetic. Even worse when you said, well, you're gonna have to break up with me then, so you can be a victim just like the way you like it. You're just like blank, and you're worse than blank. Show this to blank. Show this to your lawyer too. You have never helped me make money, only ever cost me money. Now you think you deserve half my shit. What an entitled brat you are. I spit on you. I dare you to start your stupid campaign. Your threats don't work here anymore. They're fired. You are responsible for your emotions. You don't care about my life because you sold info about me. So I don't care about yours. I don't even hate you. I don't care about you. I've not been in love with you for a while. In summary, I am glad all this happened. I wouldn't change a thing. I'm glad I finally have someone who can stand next to me and not feel like my shine takes away from theirs. Confident in her own light. This will be the last time you are hearing from me. My lawyers will be in touch. Bye, Stylebender's ex. Ouch.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
This just adds more fuel to the fire as to why men shouldn't get married. I mean, even in that country, you don't even have to be married. If you get to a certain timeline in your relationship, they class you as married and she's entitled to have your stuff. That is mental. Guys, just be so careful with who you're settling down with. And we're seeing more and more of this stuff, and more men are becoming paranoid that their partner is using them or just going to take half their stuff to be with the next guy.
I got it.
Bitch.
I'll die starving on the road before I call her dad.
Facts.
So I'm like,
Facts.
you know what?
Facts.
I'm all the
That's
way
the dumbest
up
shit
here.
ever.
Say it again.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
Hey Jay, let her rock out for a little bit. We go digest that. We go digest that.
Shut the fuck up, my nigga.
I'ma die on the side of the road before I call your dad to
Okay,
help.
because I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
it's kind of
why.
wild. But go.
To your point, maybe it's a growth, maybe it's an ego. But to what I said, I would rather die on the side of the road than ask that.
So let me ask you.
The other day, my car broke down and I literally had no one to call. I have to think of food to cook myself every single night for dinner. When I get sick, I can't just cry to my mom and have her make me make soup. I have to freaking pick up the phone and call the doctor and make my own appointment. Word of advice, live with your parents and freeload off them for as long as you can. Or get a man to pay for literally everything, because honey, this independent bad bitch shit, it's not as fun as it seems. Trust and believe.
I swear, you're
Woo!
Anyone who knows me knows that I'm more like Miss Independent. I don't need no man. Until now. I am 40 years old.
Oh, damn.
I am tired. And I'm sick to death of mowing and whippersnipping my yard. It just never stops. It never stops growing. It's like a jungle. I've had enough. I have two options. I either move out of this house and move into a unit that's all concrete with no yard, or I get married. Hit me up.
No, sir. Not me.
You guys a couple?
No, we dated 5 years ago.
So it's possible to be friends with the ex?
100%. We're best friends, actually. He's my best friend.
How do your current partners feel about you guys hanging out right now?
I cannot tell people this is my ex-boyfriend. It does not work out.
We've had this conversation before. I've had exes.
We talk about it every day.
Yeah, I've had exes that have been other girls that I've dated when we've been friends that have not been okay with it at all. So then you kind of have to lie sometimes. But the girl that I'm talking to now is like totally cool with it.
Yeah, nobody I talk to is ever okay with it. None of the guys are okay with it.
Have you ever thought about doing it again?
What was that you said at the bar earlier? What was that you said earlier?
How about you, man?
Have I thought about it?
Yeah.
I mean, physically? When I'm drunk, I guess.
This is haram. Haram. Send her to Saudi. Let her repeat this shit. Haram.
This has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. If these two actually think it's cool, then they're probably just as stupid as it sounds.
With men who are the bag, with men who are ambitious, with men who are purpose and goal-driven, productive, competitive, successful men, they're not going to come home and negotiate power with you. I lead, you follow. I have all the responsibility. I make a world to where you can sit down and I take care of everything, but you have to be under my authority. And what that means is you have to trust in the fact that I know what I'm doing, to where I'm not going to have you nag me 50 million times. A high-value woman is attractive and appealing. She has a comforting character. She's discerning and disciplined. She's enthusiastic and exuberant. She's loyal and liberated. That's the definition of a high-value woman.
Kevin Samuels always hits the nail on the head, but unfortunately, finding a woman like that nowadays, the chance is slim. Passport bros are the real winners.
SimpSaverSam. Make me wait.